Hey everybody, Weem here. Hope you guys are all doing well. I wanted to do a video and kind of fill you in on some things going on, maybe throw some questions at you, things like that, just some little updates here and there. In the background I am playing Diablo 3, something I've been very much attached to recently. In fact, that's one of the first things I wanted to talk to you about. I actually never got into Diablo 3 when it first came out. I kind of waited and there were issues with it initially, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait. And the longer I waited, the more I was hearing about the loot system and the auction house stuff, and I thought, I'm not that crazy about those kinds of things. The way it sounds like it's working doesn't really appeal to me, so who knows, maybe another time. So anyway, fast forward to last month, basically the end of March, and we had the Reaper of Souls expansion, as well as a full overhaul of the auction house system. They got rid of the real money auction house, completely changed the loot system, all of that stuff. And the more I read about it, the more I was like, that sounds cool. That's what I'm looking for. And fortunately, that's what I found. I dove in last week, Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. Bought Reaper Souls, and boy, I played a lot of it. I played Wednesday and Thursday a bit, and so that by Friday, Friday I think I was level 20 or 21. But by Sunday, I had beat the game and was level 63 or something like that. At the time of this recording, I have a level 66 Crusader, and have very much been enjoying the adventure mode, as well as all the other updates and everything. Very cool. Very cool game. I've been hooked on that. So one of the first things I kind of wanted to get to was that I've been considering putting Diablo on the channel. Usually my criteria is simply, am I having fun with the game? Am I really enjoying myself in the game? Then it's probably going to appear on the channel if that's the case. Now, that is the case with Diablo, but the caveat to that is that I don't want to necessarily put it on the channel if it's a kind of huge mainstream game, because I feel like you got a million really amazing options out there already, and everybody's covering it in every kind of way that I couldn't possibly present to you kind of a new approach to it or anything. And not that that's always going to stop me with other games, but I feel like with the big mainstream games, I'm just not so sure. It's kind of not what we do, right? I do a ton of indie games here, a lot of open box, open world sandboxy type games, and a lot of the big mainstream games are not that. And I tend not to be that good at those because I tend to mostly play a lot of the indie game stuff. So anyway, that's the kind of long and the short of why I'm debating. Normally I would just automatically put it on. You know what, I'm having a blast, let's do it. So anyway, let me know what you think about that if you'd like to see some Diablo 3. Part of my hang up on that too is what to do about certain things like cutscenes. Do I skip those? Do I leave them in? Some of them are kind of long. I don't like having these like kind of long periods of video just running, things like that. So, do I skip dialogue? Do I leave it there so you can check it out? Those are the kind of things I don't usually have to deal with a whole lot with the videos that we do here, but with Diablo, it's certainly a thing. So, while we're talking about Blizzard, Blizzard has my attention lately. I did play WoW when it first came out. In fact, I had what was called a Blizzard quote-unquote friend account, I think is what they called it at the time, Friends of Family. So I actually didn't have a subscription for that game for the first 2 years. The first 2 years I played it were free, and I got to start the day before it came out as such. So I was one of like 10 people on my server the day before the game came out. So I got to choose all my names and make my character and kind of get started. Anyway, the whole reason I point that out was I played WoW for the first couple of years, so probably up to like 06 or 07, and that was pretty much it. And I haven't really been back to any Blizzard games at all until recently with both Diablo and Hearthstone. So yeah, with Hearthstone, I started that actually about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I've been playing that off and on and been very much enjoying that. So that's another one I've been considering bringing to the channel. The problem there is that I'm just kind of not that good at it. And that certainly hasn't stopped me from playing games on the channel before, my poor quality of play. But there's that. I'm kind of coming late to the party. There's obviously a lot of options once again out there. One of the things I really like doing is kind of presenting new games, right? And not just new games, not new, because that could be mainstream, but I mean new games that you may not have heard of or that kind of thing. So I guess once again, going back to the Diablo thing, I get a little bit gun shy when it comes to the big mainstream games, but I'm trying to be a little bit more open to that because I have a number of you asking me to play some of the big mainstream games in larger and larger quantities now. So I'm kind of thinking, well, I don't know, maybe it's not a big deal. When I'm really enjoying them, maybe it's not a big deal to have that on the channel. I don't really care that it's not being found on YouTube, that there's, competition, as they say. There's a lot of people already doing it. That doesn't really matter to me. Mostly it's, am I really enjoying it? And do you guys even care to watch me do that when you have so many other options for that? So these are the kind of things I'm hoping to get some feedback on. So if you have thoughts about that, let me know. Let's see. So last week was slow. I got one episode up of Project Zomboid, and that actually was a video I had already pre-recorded. So I kind of count last week as having skipped it. I actually didn't record anything new for last week. I was obviously buried in Diablo for one, and it was just kind of a nice break. I think I kind of needed that. But additionally, I've just had some kind of hang-ups with some other games. I've been really enjoying Banished. I haven't played it in a bit now, probably a couple weeks, but Banished and Nom Nom Galaxy. These two games were games I actually enjoyed quite a bit and tried to bring to the channel. In the case of Banished, I have audio issues. I don't know why. I've looked it up, and other people have had the issues as well, but others, there's other people who are not having a problem. But when I record it, there's little skips and cuts in the audio, and it doesn't matter what recording software I use or what settings I change. I get that no matter what. It's the only game I've ever had that issue with, where every 5 or 6 seconds it kind of cuts out, and it may do it a couple times, a couple little pop, little kind of clicks in the sound, and I don't know what's going on. It doesn't happen when I play the game, but when you play video back, that's kind of happening, and I can't really put that up. It kind of drives me crazy. As far as Nom Nom Galaxy goes, there was some crazy lag there where your base was set up. When you kind of come back into the base, everything would slow down for me. I went to the community site on Steam, and it turns out that was kind of a thing with a lot of people, and they said, well, we're working on optimization. They put out an update, and it helped, but not 100%. At least not when I'm playing at 1080 or even down at a 1600. I think if I go smaller, it's probably not as bad. But anyway, again, it just kind of drives me crazy, so I can't really record that. It may not even be that noticeable to others, but I notice it in game, and that's enough. So anyway, those two things, those games, had those worked, we would have had those videos going, and things would have been kind of cruising along with some new stuff. I would have had those new things to present to you guys, but it seems like for those couple games in a row, it's just beset with roadblocks. So anyway, we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna have to maybe check in with those guys later and see if there's something, some kind of update that gets around that. Let's see. So another thing I want to talk about was an idea that I've had. I have a lot of games sent to me by mostly indie devs who are saying, hey, check my game out. Hopefully, if you dig it, play it on your channel. And a lot of those go oftentimes unplayed, or they get played, and I'm like, well, it doesn't really fit with the channel, or the game maybe has some issues, and I'm not really into kind of playing the game on the channel that has problems. I don't know. To me, I'm just not cool with that. If I'm having a lot of problems, I'm just not going to record it. Or if I'm recording it, I'm just not going to post it. So anyway, point is I get a number of those games, but some of those games seem pretty cool. Some of them I look at and I go, yeah, that's cool. It's not really the type of game I'm that into, but you guys might be interested in. I don't know, maybe. But I tend to skip that. Once again, I need to know, looking at it, oh, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this game. That's, again, my criteria. So what I've been thinking about doing instead was, in those cases, instead of just essentially not playing it, not doing anything, I'm thinking about doing kind of a short format where I say, maybe I have videos that are 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, we're talking pretty short. Where I say, hey, this week, this dev sent me this game. It looks kind of cool. Here's some screenshots. Here's a video. This is kind of what's happening in it. And yeah, check it out. Something along those lines, where I'm not really, I'm not trying to promote it or anything. I'm just trying to introduce you guys to maybe some new games you haven't heard of yet. Because I think a lot of us are into that stuff. I know I am. I'm constantly researching new games. No joke, every day I check multiple times across multiple sites, different locations and everything. I'm always keeping up with that. 99% of the time I get people sending messages saying, Weem, you've got to play this game. Have you heard of? And before they even say it, I'm like, yep, I've heard of it. I'm positive I have. And most of the time that is the case, because I'm constantly looking for these things all the time. That's the kind of stuff I enjoy, and I have a feeling that a number of you are that way as well. So maybe a short format like that, a 3 to 5 minute video where I say, hey, check this out, you might like this. I'm not playing on the channel, but maybe you would be into this. So anyway, that's an idea. Let me know what you think about that, if that would be something you'd be interested in seeing. So yeah, that's kind of one idea. I have a couple other things, but I really wanted to keep this video kind of short. So anyway, maybe we'll touch on some of this other stuff later. But I do want to say that coming up, I intend on finishing Prison Architect. When I say finish, I'm kind of in the middle of this run now. I made the prison, we sold it for 100,000, and then we used that money to start the next prison. That's what the CEO series is essentially the new prison with the 100,000 startup dollars essentially. So I do want to finish that, and by finish that I mean either kind of lose or build it up enough that it could be sold for an even bigger chunk of money, something like that. So I do want to see that through to the end. We will have more Project Zomboid runs, probably at least one more, but probably two more. I don't know, maybe more. We'll see how that goes, but definitely more runs of that coming. When I say runs, I mean I will start a character and die. That's a run. So I would start over again, and that would be another run. Where I think we're 2 lives in right now since I revisited the game. And let's see, I don't have any other solid plans after that. I've been thinking about Planet Explorers because I get asked about that a lot, and I really do enjoy it. Obviously, I did 27 episodes of it before this current version, 0.7, which I think is now 0.72 or something along those lines. The problem there is, and I've told a few of you this who have asked, I'm having an issue where for me, running on 1080p, most games are fine. Prison Architect has always run well for me at 720p, and that's what I did all of the first 27 episodes in, ran perfect. But if I tried to run 1080p, it was like really bad, pretty laggy. Now there's been enough updates where at 1080p for me it's pretty good, but it has issues every once in a while. It can hang up and lag, and I would say over the course of a video that might be 30 minutes, it's probably going to give me some issues like 4 or 5 times during the course of that video, and that's a little bit too much. So right now my options are don't cover it, or record back down at a lower resolution or something. And the reality is I'm trying to do everything at 1080p. That was something I decided this year. I said, let's kick this up. Let's do 1080p. I was kind of lazy about it last year. Honestly, I have a computer that does this kind of stuff just fine. But to me, I was like, 720 is fine, and it's smaller files. It uploads faster. It works good for my process because I tend to do things last minute, these videos. So anyway, this year I thought, you know what? Let's kick it up. Let's try to do some 1080p. And so I have an issue with Planet Explorer. So anyway, like I said, I'm either going to not do it or I'll kick it down to 720. But I'm trying to decide that. I'll get that figured out pretty soon. So anyway, one last thing I wanted to do. If you've watched this channel for long enough, you know that I don't really celebrate numbers. I don't, hey, 1,000 subscribers or anything like that. I don't really think much about those numbers, to be honest. I obviously know kind of where I'm at. I do work on my channel and I do want it to succeed. So I certainly could tell you at any given day where my subscriber count is within, 100 or so. But it's not something I'm concerned about. I'm pretty much just playing games and putting them up here and hoping others enjoy them. And if nobody was watching, I probably wouldn't do it. Why would I go through all the effort and put it up? And so that's kind of why we play games, right? Playing games, checking them out, and I'm seeing if you guys are watching it. If you're not, I won't put it up. Doesn't mean I stop playing it. It just means that, I see that, maybe people aren't interested. So that's also why some of the series may seem to kind of peter out. I kind of look at it and go, well, the numbers to me right now are showing that people aren't that interested. And so I'm not going to make a big deal of it. I just kind of move on. And so anyway, again, kind of coming back to the numbers, they're not that big a deal to me. Some people celebrate at 1,000 and then at 5,000 subscribers and then at X many views and that kind of thing. And I've never really done those videos before. And I don't really plan on starting. I mean, if I got up to some crazy huge numbers, that's entirely possible. But I don't think that is ever going to happen, so I'm not concerned about it. But I figured while I was here, I thought it was interesting that we did go over 1 million views, and in fact, it was a while ago. It shows you how much I'm really not into doing the whole celebration-style videos, because I think this was like maybe a month ago or something. But anyway, it was definitely something for me that from a while back, I thought, man, that's kind of cool. That'd be cool to get like 1 million views. And we passed that, so I thought that was pretty cool. We've moved pretty far beyond that. The channel has grown really well. And again, I'm kind of talking about this because actually a lot of you guys ask me about this, about the channel and how's it doing and what have I done. And a lot of you ask me about how the channel got started and what I do to promote the channel and those kinds of things. So I know there's interest out there, which is why I'm kind of sharing this stuff from time to time. I talk about these things. And so yeah, I'll take this opportunity to say the channel's doing very well. This year has been actually kind of crazy. Last year was really good. November it exploded. December did really well, and I thought that's fine. You know, it's going to dip all the way back down because it's end of the year. It's new game stuff. These things happen. Well, then January was even better. February was better than that. It was, yeah, it just kind of kept going up. And so anyway, March slowed down a little bit, and we're slowing down now in April as well. Some of that's me not putting up as many videos. Another part of it is that there were spikes because of some series, for example, Planet Explorers, because it was on Steam and did some updates. A number of people started looking at videos, so my series there got a lot of views. But you know, I see those things again. I see that and say, well, that's for now. But those numbers will come back down, and that's fine. So anyway, things are kind of slowing down a little bit, but we've got some more videos coming. I've got some ideas for things. I'm definitely looking for you guys' feedback, and I appreciate you guys being here, watching videos, supporting the channel. I do have to say that I do participate on Reddit talking about YouTube. I like to give a lot of advice about YouTube because I've been doing this for a little while. I have some background in web development, search engine optimization, that kind of comes into play here with YouTube. So I do spend time on Reddit offering advice, primarily because I actually get asked for advice a lot, and I love talking about YouTube stuff. So yeah, definitely appreciate you guys being here and being supportive. And oh, the point I was getting to, it's like there was a point to this. Being part of the community and talking about YouTube and everything as I do and offering up advice really makes me appreciate how you guys are as viewers, my quote-unquote audience. You guys are very upbeat, very positive. A lot of channels just have a lot of negative stuff. Some of it, let me clarify. Most of it's not their fault, people trolling and those kind of things. And so, you know, I definitely appreciate every day I think the kind of community we have here. I do my best to respond to every one of your guys' comments as long as they're positive. And fortunately, we just have a lot of positive stuff. You guys are been very positive, and I certainly appreciate it. Seeing how negative it can be for many other channels, and obviously especially the really big channels, makes me appreciate how awesome you guys are and how much we can have this kind of back and forth, that I can respond to the comments, all of you guys' comments. And to me, that's the best. That's really what's fun about this. I get to play games I like, put videos up, and then just kind of BS with you guys about it in the comments. Respond to your comments, your emails, Twitter, those kind of things. That's the best part, is just getting to talk with others about all this stuff. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching, supporting the channel once again. I know I've said it a bunch, but I really do. That's a very sincere thing I think about all the time. So yeah, hope you stick with me. We have some new stuff coming. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.